Hello, today I'm doing a video on circumcision trauma. I live in the United States, and the United States has, before any place in the world, the highest rates of cutting baby boys, generally mutilating baby boys. And that's pretty horrific. When I started to learn more about it, because I didn't know about it in Intactivist before, which I think is why it's so important for that there are intactivists that exist. And for those who don't know what an intactivist is, it's there are groups of people who are supporting keeping baby boys intact, and hopefully finding a way to make it illegal for parents to decide that they can cut their baby boys. When I was pregnant, I have a daughter, but when I was pregnant, before I knew the sex of my child, I started to do some research, and I watched the videos, and I was horrified because it just wasn't a discussion that was in my world until I became pregnant and did the research. And to see something that's so treated so flippantly still in our society, it's genital mutilation. We don't do it for little girls. We don't do it. We should not be doing it for little boys either. This should not exist for anybody. Nobody should have the option to cut a child. I really don't see how this is even a discussion. Some of the top countries that do not support MGM, or male genital mutilation, the abbreviation is MGM, are the Netherlands, New Zealand, Australia, the Netherlands, Mexico, Sweden, Finland. But when it comes to the most predominant country doing these procedures or cutting baby boys, it's the United States, and it's horrific. I want to read a friend of mine who's going to stay anonymous at this point. I want to read his experience. So this is what he has to say on it. When I was a defenseless baby boy, my mother agreed to let a doctor cut off most of my foreskin, the most nerve-rich part of my body. When years later I asked her why, she said it was just considered a good thing to do. I couldn't and can't really be angry with her for her ignorance. So many people are ignorant about genital mutilation. Circumcision is a euphemism. What I'm angry about is that I've lost a part of my sexual feeling that could never return. My sexuality, one of the deepest parts of myself, was attacked. I am not whole. I am angry that even while we rightly protest FGM, which is female genital mutilation, sexually mutilating baby boys is tolerated and is not considered to be the violation it is. I am also deeply sad, grieving my loss and grieving that I'll never know the fullest sexual sensation a man can experience. Looking back over my sexual life, I can now see that my frequent difficulty reaching orgasm during intercourse and my pain and loss of feeling when sex is prolonged can be linked to my missing genital tissue. Male genital mutilation is a double attack on a defenseless baby boy and on the adult man he will become. Since I discovered foreskin restoration, I have at least been able to regain a little more feeling, which I am told will increase as I continue to restore. I have been restoring for a year, and the part of glands under the new covered area has changed in appearance as it benefits from the protection and moisture the foreskin was always meant to provide. I am at least lucky compared to many men in that I was left with enough foreskin to stretch. But I will never get my thousands of lost nerve endings back, or full sensitivity of my penis. I will never be sexually whole. This is a source of deep pain. What was done to me was a crime. Genital cutting is a crime and must be stopped now. When I see people who are flippant about male genital mutilation, it's I do my best to educate as many people as possible, because this can't continue. No baby should have to go through that. I'm putting a list of videos that you can watch. They're intactivist videos for those who don't know and want to get more informed on what they call circumcision, which is male genital mutilation of baby boys. If you want to know more about the truth of it, you know that it removes 50% of the skin of the baby's penis, and some of the most sensitive parts. It would be pretty akin to, if I'm not mistaken, removing the clit of a baby girl. I mean, the sensitivity and that tissue is so high, and it's all done without anesthetic. Even if it was done with anesthetic, no baby can consent to this. So please, if you don't know, get informed. And there's going to be a video below that I'm sharing a mother that becomes aware of what her son went through, and there will be some videos, men sharing how they feel about, you know, the trauma that they've experienced, and it's very intense to know that this is just happening, and people are just taking this as a tradition that should continue. I mean, there are those in the Jewish faith who are against this. I mentioned in another video, Jews against circumcision. If you want to look them up, I will also put the link below as well. There is no reason to have a right to cut a child, to cut a baby. Also, that this isn't something that's really, it's starting to come out to the conversation more, what the trauma that men have experienced from experiencing the male genital mutilation, and how they're coping with it. And it's something that does need to be discussed, has to be brought forward, so that boys who are dealing with this know how to process all of this. As I'm seeing, can be very, well, it's intense. It's very emotional. I mean, if you still don't understand, would you support female genital mutilation? You know, if it's still that difficult for you to connect with what baby boys are going through casually, as if it's nothing. There was even a case on here where a hospital, a mother sued, and I'll put the link to all of this. A mother sued a hospital who accidentally cut her baby boy. How do you accidentally do this? So we do need to be more conscious in our society, and just stop this. As my friend said, it's a double trauma. You're traumatizing the baby, and then you're hurting the man as he grows up. So I'm gonna put all the information below. Sorry, it's an intense video to do. I've been researching, and it's hard to, I mean, I've seen the videos before. It's really hard to watch, and it's really sad to know that this is just being taken so casually. And when men speak up and say that they're hurting, the callous responses are, they're monstrous. I mean, if a man tells you that he's going through pain, that he's experiencing the trauma of having lost a part of his body, of having lost a part of his genitals, having part of his genitals cut, and then I just heard so much callous reactions from people. I mean, it's not right. And again, if you're really, God, if you're really that far gone that you just have no empathy for boys or men, if you're really that far gone, then take it into, would you do that to a female survivor of genital mutilation? So why would you do that to a boy or a man? Okay, so I wanted to do this video because it is it is a topic that needs to be discussed, and it was requested for a video, and I'm sure I'll be talking more on this as well. But if you have any questions, or if you want to know more, I'm putting links to intactivist sites where you can do some more research, as well as there's YouTube channels. There's a couple of YouTube channels that I specifically use some of their videos below. So I'm linking those too, and there's definitely more. Or if you need help finding more information, feel free to contact me, and I will point you to see how I can help you find intactivists in your area. So yes, just keep talking about it, about what the reality is. They use the term circumcision to hide the fact that it's genital mutilation. So I applaud all of the intactivists for what you're doing, and keep being loud. And for the men who need support, I wish you the best in what you're experiencing, and if there's any way I can point you to some support, feel free to message me. And so thanks for watching.